Well, I'm in my greenhouse and I'm doing a little update here on how my figs are doing. I have taken a few out because it just was getting a little too jungly in here. And some of them were not appreciating the high heat and others were doing great. So a couple that I really want to start out with is my Kafta Tea Jayet. And look at those. They're beautiful. So big. I mean, and so productive. This is the same tree. And then this one, I'm going to bend down a little so you can see all the figs. Tons of figs. Now that's a different tree. And then over here is still Kafta. Look at all of them. I mean, it's just so productive, this little tree. Really, really, really looking forward. Hopefully that these taste a little different. This year, they were okay. Like, they were good to okay. So we'll see what it's like this year for Kafta Tea Jayet. And then I'm gonna walk over, I think it's Koldi Dam Nor is actually going to give me some nice figs here. And the leaf is always so beautiful. It's kind of got a nice little jagged edge to it, but that's about it on that one. The one in the back is Violet Day Solstice, and I don't see anything on that. A lot of new growth. I have been pinching actually the tops off because I really don't want much longer branches. So, but there is a teeny tiny fig coming here. So we'll see. Hopefully it'll pop out something fairly soon. This one is Blackjack. He's done well for me. I've really liked his figs. And his air layering, I'm going to have to come and take it off. It is pretty full and the roots are starting to turn a little yellow. So I think it's time for it to be potted. So I'll be doing that hopefully very soon in the next day or two. Here's another little guys on the Blackjack. And then I was really happy to see my Black Madeira is producing some pretty good sized figs for this cold climate. So she made them last year and they were delicious. I had tons of them. I don't see any on this branch. And I do see some little guys coming on this branch here. Oop, let's see if we can get to focus. There it is, right there. And let's see if I can see any others. There, I see little ones way in the back. I see a couple of nice ones up in here. Yeah, let's see. Don't see any on that branch. Thought one of these branches had some really good sized ones. Wait a minute, let me see. Oh, nope. Okay, so all about, the biggest ones are about this size. So I'll put my fingernail here. And you know, the funny thing is this one's really a scratchy leaf. I don't know, is your Black Madeira kind of a scratchier leaf versus some of the others? I mean, some of them are like sandpaper usually, but anyhow, Colonel Lippmann's Black is huge, and it always seems like it's kind of earlier of a fig, but I don't see as much on it. I did do some hard pruning on it last year, so it had to grow a lot of new leaves. I do see little figs coming in here, which is really hard to show you. So we'll see how he does. Here's a little closer up. Maybe, oop. There's a little guy right in there. It's hard to get the camera to focus on certain things. Then we're gonna go to Tardivio is pumping out huge figs. It didn't do as well last year. This year it's doing fabulous. Look at all of those figs. I mean, goodness, this thing is just very productive. You can see they're good size for this time of year. So a lot of new growth on this. I did take this off. I might prune it back even further. Anyhow, but over here there's tons as well, and they're huge. This branch is doing really well. It's growing quite a bit up there. I think that's at least 7 foot up high. So that one's doing great. Adriatic JH, one of my favorite figs, is producing. See if I can get my camera. There they are. So, which is funny because usually it's right towards the end, and I think some people have said this one was earlier. I'm not sure, maybe not. But this is a big tree. It goes over here behind this other tree. So it's hard to show you all the little figs that this one has, but it's doing really well. This one here is yellow longneck. I have yet to have one, and I always had the ambrosial beetle or something. It's just doesn't make it. So this is going to be my first year to have a yellow longneck. So I'm really excited. I'm glad I brought this into the greenhouse. It's in a fairly good sized pot. I usually, if I want to keep a tree, I will put it into a large pot. So if this does well and I like the taste finally of eating yellow longneck, I think I might just put that in a bigger pot. So, and I will upright it a little more. He really grew on an angle. So anyhow, yeah, he's doing well. And here's some more on this branch back in here. So, and then I have raspberry latte. Well, let's just say she's been very disappointment. She's super late. She's in here and I don't see, I'm looking, I don't see any remnants. Like here's one of her branches while I look. I don't see any remnants. Oh no, there's one way up in the corner there, which I can't really show you very well. Next tree here is Genovese Nero, and she is pumping out some nice figs. Let's see if I can get this to open up. Yeah, it's not bad. They're a little smaller, but she's got a couple months to get it going. Growing those big. Let's see. Yeah, there's a bunch over here. She's really growing quite a bit for fig tree, but there's a lot on there. And then the last one towards the door is LSU Gold. And here is a couple of good figs here. I'm trying to see, the branches go everywhere. And then over here, back in here, there's one. And this branch here is a whole new branch it grew. Look at that, all the way up to here. And did I top it? Yeah, I did top it right there. And I don't want it to grow any more longer because I have to store these in my garage. So, but it's got a fig on every node. So, looking forward to that. Sorry about the big mess in the background. That's so lovely to look at, but there they are. So, I'm going to go back over to this side. I did take my green Bosnian out of here. It was doing some of this from the heat we had. But I think they'll do okay now that they got a little more room. But this one, what is this one? This one is Col de Dame Blanc. I have not had a fig off of it yet. I did do a lot of topping because she was just growing like a weed. And I don't need any more green growth. I mean, this branch is so long, it's hard to get in here. It's probably about 3 feet long. So I don't need any more of that. I need figs. So start producing. I don't think I see any on here. Then green Bosnian is in here. This one has an air layering, and I did see some, I think I saw some roots on the bottom. No, I didn't see any roots on this, but I'm sure there must be something going on in there. But he has his beautiful figs coming on the very tips. I probably will be pruning this even more next year a little bit. So let's see, I think I got all of them in the greenhouse. And the ones I just took out the other day, we'll go and look at those real quick. This is White Adriatic. She's in a, I don't know what size pot that is. Maybe 15. And she's pumping out some figs. She was not liking it in there at all. She just was wilting all the time, even though she had water. She lost a whole branch right here because of the heat in there. So I will not be putting White Adriatic in there for a long period next year. I'll just put her in to get her started. Also, this one was not enjoying being inside there at all, even though it was in a huge pot. This is LSU Scots Black, and it is got lots of little figs coming on it on every branch. So this one always does really well, and it's a tasty fig. So let's go over here. This is green Ichia, And it's just doing a lot of green growth. You can see I did top quite a bit of it off, and it's struggling a little bit to make new branches this year, but then it finally started making a couple coming out here. And a lot of leggy, you know, this is very leggy, long branch here that I don't like, which actually I'll take the end of it off so it stops growing that way. And nothing on it, which is disappointing because this is a great tasting fig. LSU Tiger was not liking it in there either. And his leaves are really wet, so he's dangling down. We had a big downpour. Ooh, and he had a lot of, ooh, I think I might have to stake that branch up a little bit, or maybe I'll prune it back. I actually have 2 in the ground here, and I am thinking about putting this in ground because it is suckering well and always loves the sucker. And it is one that you can put in ground here and protect for the winter, and fingers crossed it'll come back. And so I might put this one in ground. This one might be a candidate for this raised bed, and then I will cover the raised bed. And I just have not gotten to the side of my garden as much as I would like. So I need to get working on that. So anyhow, this one, and then one more. This one came out of the greenhouse as well. And this is Brian's Dark. And it was just too much room in there, and he usually doesn't need to be in there. So I just brought him out, and he's got some nice figs all over him, all about the exact same size. Well, here's a few larger ones, very nice. So these are the ones that came out of the greenhouse. I'm gonna do another update later on with the figs that are in ground and also in pots outside the whole time. So I will show you that in another video. I hope you enjoy your day. It's lovely here in Michigan.